Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I would like to talk about the prenatal diagnostics in Australia and Kenya. And to walk you through that, I have a fact sheet at the beginning, which basically shows that the development in Australia is far better than the one in Kenya due to more specialists, more money and funding, which will then also result in better care for the woman, which you don't have in Kenya. And also there's simply more people attending the visits in Australia than there are in Kenya. And to start off with Australia, there's a special system in place because you have the choices of 3 different healthcare professionals which you can attend to. Basically, a midwife is just a specialized nurse which will walk you through pregnancy and even 6 weeks after pregnancy, but she will refer you to one of the doctors if needed. But you can also go directly to the doctors from the beginning in Australia as a pregnant woman. And to talk about the first trimester during pregnancy, I have a special guest here, Dr. Curioni.
Hello everybody. So from week 9 to 13 of pregnancy, we can perform what's called the combined first semester screening. It consists basically in a blood test to check the level of 2 hormones, the PA-PPA and the beta-HCG. And then we also can perform an ultrasound that checks for the nuchal translucency, which is the thickness of the fluid that is behind the baby's neck. And usually the larger nuchal translucency indicates the presence of a Down syndrome. We compare these values also with the maternal age, maternal weight, and gestation. And we can also perform a nose bone obstetric scan. And these are all kinds of non-invasive tests, so they're not really dangerous, but they're also less accurate. And they're useful to screen for chromosomal abnormalities such as trisomy 21, 18, 13, HIV, and XDP.
Thank you very much. Now welcome to the second doctor, Dr. Schiefer.
Hi, so for the second trimester we have the maternal serum screening, and it's a single blood test carried out between the 14th and 20th week of pregnancy or gestation. And we check for 4 chemicals. We check for alpha-fetoprotein, we check for estriol, we check for HCG, and we check for inhibin A. Those results are combined with the weight and the age of the mother in order to estimate the risk of the pregnancy being affiliated to chromosomal abnormalities such as Down syndrome, Edwards syndrome, or neural tube defects such as spina bifida. At the same time, we also perform blood tests, including testing for anemia, testing for blood platelet levels, syphilis, hepatitis B and C, and diabetes. And if the mother has problems with uterine tract infections, we also test for urine.
Thank you very much. And Dr. Knol will tell us more about the last trimester.
Okay, so in the last trimester, the visit with the doctors become every 2 or 3 weeks, and the appointment is all about the preparation for the births. There can be an extra ultrasound for special occasions, but more importantly, it's about a few tests. For example, like certain diseases that require dietary supplements, such as anemia, and they also check for rhesus. If the baby, for example, is positive and the mother is negative, then in the future pregnancies can lead to brain damage in a future child. There will also be a discussion about the birth plan, so whether the mom is comfortable with the plan, which is, for example, the type of labor, whether it's in the hospital, home birth, or water birth.
Thank you very much. And this was Australia, and now I will welcome a special guest just from Africa, Dr. Kapps, who will tell us more about Kenya.
Hello everyone. So the first, the second, and the third trimester testings are the same in Kenya as they are in Australia. They are performed by the pathologist Lancelet Laboratories, which is a born African system. And however, they are primarily a private system, so therefore not very accessible to many Kenyans. So therefore, we have another system, which is called the Minimum Package of Antenatal Care Services, the ANC, which is demanded by the Ministry of Health Public in Kenya. And there are four demanded steps in this process. The first is the identification of pre-existing healthcare issues. The second is early detection of complications arising during pregnancy. The third is the health promotion and disease prevention, and the fourth, the birth preparedness and complication planning. All these three steps can be changed depending on different disease spreadings and different places in Kenya. And also, every mother in Kenya should also be tested for malaria and HIV, since these are diseases that are very common in the country.
So thank you very much. This was the presentation about Australia and Kenya and the prenatal diagnostics.